Say, man, welcome back to the No Sugar Coat Podcast. I am your host, True with my other host, Sid the Great. Y'all already know what it do.
How y'all doing? Y'all, everybody good? Everybody good? We back in the building today, baby.
Oh, yes. We got an amazing topic right now. But first, what do we got to do? We got to give all praise and honor to God. Because he is the reason we are here today. Can I get amen?
Amen, amen, amen.
Amen.
What we talking today? What we talking about today, Roy?
Man, so we had some things going on in the news, and I don't know if you know about the Bumble Blunder.
I really don't. I'm not gonna lie to you. Between life and everything else going on, and graduating college, that's gonna be an episode, and just getting through everything. I ain't been paying attention to social media, man, at all.
So I'm gonna tell you this. The question that I have to y'all today is: should America dump dating apps? Should we? Now, where this is coming from is Bumble. If any of y'all know how Bumble works, Bumble is a dating app that was revolutionary when it came out. It was supposed to put women in the driver's seat, give women the ability to take control and initiate conversation only to their liking. However, there's been a role reversal. And Bumble has backtracked on the very thing that has differentiated themselves from other dating apps. Oh, yes.
What?
So what that means is when you use Bumble, now a man can message first now. Oh, yes. Would you like to know why?
I need to know why.
Oh.
Because it's been so long since I've been on Bumble. I can't tell you the last time I even got on Bumble. I thought it was a cool concept, me personally. And I got on it. It worked out a few times. I didn't do nothing with nobody. We don't do all of that. We just talk to people, chill or whatever the case may be. But I thought it was always a cool concept. Oh my God, the girl can text me first. I ain't got to worry about the anxiety of texting the girl first.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So it sounds cool. Okay, but check this out.
But it worked, I guess, until it didn't.
But check this out. So Bumble relaunches app with a new tool to relieve the burden of women making the first move.
The burden?
The burden.
That's the word they use?
The burden. Burden. Is there? I can show you another one. Look. Check this one out. Check this one out. Bumble received feedback from women who found that making the first move was a lot of work or a burden. There go that word again. My question is, what is the burden?
The anxiety or the courage to actually text a man, or being outside of that role, because women feel like we need to be the initiators.
So my question is, if that's the case, was Bumble launched under a flawed concept?
No, I wouldn't say a flawed concept. I would say something that back in that time was innovative, was new, was different. A different spin on a dating app, because you got to think, if they would have just released a dating app the same as Tinder and everything else, it would have just been chunked up in the same basket as every other dating app.
Absolutely.
They differentiated themselves and marketed themselves differently, so their name can be more of a presence.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you hear Bumble, the app where the women text you first, or the BFF. It's different. It's different categories they got in Bumble. It's not just the dating.
Oh yeah.
So they tried to differentiate themselves. I'm not going to say it was a bad concept or a bad idea. I think it worked until it didn't. Personally.
So what you're saying is it didn't work, or it's not working now, as opposed to working before.
What I can say, based off, I only can speak off of my experience, right? At the end of the day, I only speak off my experience. And what I can say is that when I was on it, a lot of women didn't reply. Or let me not say reply. That's not the right word. They didn't message me first, right? And that was the whole initiative. If we match, whatever the case may be, you as a woman supposed to take that initiative to match me first. But what they ended up doing, and this is what I seen whenever I was actually into the dating app thing, or whatever the case may be, they would put their Instagram and their socials in the description.
Most definitely.
And they would say, you know what they would say. And I know you, because you've been on Tinder, you know the words they say.
No, I'm stupid.
I don't be on here that much. Message me on here.
I don't be on here that much. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Add me on Snapchat.
That's exactly what it was at the end of the day. I think it was more so of a door they had access to have, like a door they could own, and then this just gained them more attraction to their page, to their followers, more men in their faces, more validation.
It's always
not
a
saying that's a
finesse.
bad thing,
It's a
because I
finesse.
think even though we don't see the other side, maybe some men did it too. We don't see
Most
men on
definitely.
Tinder or on Bumble. We don't see them, so who knows what's in their descriptions?
Most definitely.
I think we all, as a society, in the world that we live in today, in this generation, I think it was just a door that we all tried to access by any means necessary.
So my question is, I want to kind of pivot,
Okay.
and I want to tell you about the marketing campaign that Bumble had. So
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
So they put up some billboards in some various locations. Some of these billboards, I'm gonna quote to you.
If we can get the billboards up on the screen, if we can get them edited and put in, we will do it, guys. Okay.
But check this out. So this is what I got. Bumble posted a billboard that said, "A vow of celibacy is not the answer." Let that breathe a little bit.
A vow of celibacy is not the answer.
It's not the answer.
So in turn, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I got another one.
Okay.
You know full well a vow of celibacy is not the answer. Doubling down.
So they double down on what they said.
Hold on.
Oh God, you got more.
Ooh. Thou shalt not give up on dating and become a nun. What do you think is the common theme of these billboards?
So hold on. Coming from a business mindset, a UNT graduate, that's coming.
Okay.
Coming from the episode's coming.
No,
Coming
don't
from
sleep
a
on that
business-
part. Don't sleep on that part.
A UNT graduate with a BBA in a business administration, bachelor's in business administration. Coming from a business mindset, I'm not saying I condone it, not saying that at all, but I can see where they came from and why they did what they did, because it's the very reason why we're sitting right here talking about it. They did that to just get the people talking, to get Bumble in people's mouths, not condoning it, not saying it's the right thing to do, but I can see why they thought it was okay to do that. Them wouldn't have been the words I chose or the phrases I chose. But I think we're all playing into their hands.
Well,
Bumble is still being talked about. Bumble is still being swiped on.
Well, let's ask the real question.
That's what's the real question.
Okay. So if I am on Bumble,
Yep.
and I meet somebody,
Yep.
and I fall in love,
Yep.
Bumble just lost 2 customers.
Yep.
So do they have an incentive to actually help me find my significant other?
I wouldn't.
Matter of fact, it doesn't even have to be Bumble. Tinder, Plenty of Fish, Hinge, Meet Me, all these other different dating apps.
At the end of the
do
day,
they have an incentive?
I don't think they're. I guess I can say, depending on the dating apps, some of them are geared towards finding a soulmate.
Most definitely.
And of course, they play into society with how we are as the people that we are today in this generation. They play into the hookup culture, especially Tinder.
Of course.
I think Tinder, maybe even Hinge.
Well, no, Hinge is the dating app that's designed to be deleted.
Yeah.
Designed to be deleted, but it's
Okay.
not.
But
And let
it's
me
not.
ask you this, though. If these dating apps did not have an incentive for people to engage in hookup culture, why would they have yearly long subscriptions?
Okay. You got a very valid point, because they locked so many features behind a paywall.
Absolutely. And even if
They
you
followed
do
the trend.
even if you do pay up, they still got more features locked in.
So what you're saying in other words is that these dating apps are playing into the hookup culture that we live in.
They are subsidizing the hookup
They're
culture.
subsidizing. Okay. No, that's valid. You know what I can say, before I walked in this building, before you told me the topic, I didn't think about it that way. I mean, what I can say is that I think a portion of them may be trying to help people find soulmates, because it takes time. You're not going to swipe against a person they think that's the one, right? And I'm not saying what they're doing is right and is just, but you got to think about it, man. At the end of the day, if you own that company and you employing all these people and you see your company going down,
Yes.
what are you going to do? What pivot would you end up doing? You got to think. If you own this company, you invested, let's say $1 million into it. You got 50 employees that got families to feed, and you know a way that you could drive engagement, play into it, make people be on it more. Would you not take the opportunity? I'm not condoning and saying it's right, but from a business mindset, this is the world we live in. It's grimy.
Well, the key to understand is that all business is immoral.
Come on, we know that.
So
We buying groceries that's, 40% higher than what they were 4 years ago? And it's all because of what? Greed? That's not what they need. They're not blaming COVID anymore. They still saying it, but that's not the case.
And what you doing? You working at Walmart, right?
Yeah, 1,000%.
And you buy your groceries.
And
there.
I buy my groceries at Walmart. I get paid from Walmart just to buy my groceries back from Walmart, giving them probably 20-30% of the check.
A percentage?
Easy, when they give me a 10% discount. But it's still, I'm giving them the money back that they give me.
You're still putting back into the pot.
1,000%. But answer my question. If you owned this business, if you was a CEO, you got a family to feed and so is your other 50 employees. It's not moral. We know it's not moral. I'm not condoning it at all. But as a businessman, as people depending on you, what would you do?
They're going to market against celibacy because they have financial incentive to.
100%. At the end of the day, we know it. We might not live by it, whatever the case may be. Money does. Money makes stuff move. Right?
Oh, yeah.
We know that, right? But you got to answer the question, bro. What are you doing as CEO of Bumble?
As CEO of Bumble?
Would you not take maybe not Bumble, let's say a dating app.
Yeah.
Would you take that route?
Would I take that route?
If you were falling under, if you got to think like eHarmony. Come on. Not saying it's talked about anymore, and I don't want to bring up any dating apps that actually are of value and people actually do use. I'm not bashing no dating app. People find love on dating apps all the time.
All dating apps ain't equal.
But all dating apps are not equal. But if you were in a dating app era, you owned a company, and you thought you had the blueprint, but it just wasn't working out right. And you read the market, you read the room.
You read the room.
You read the room. You knew what you have access to all these people profiles. You know how things are going. You know exactly what's happening. Do you play into it or do you turn away from it?
Well, that's the thing that it puts them in a hard spot because the thing that's going to stimulate their business is the thing that's bad for society.
And are they for society? Is that in their values? Is that in their vision, their mission?
Businesses are for business.
Exactly.
And I think people need to understand that going in.
You don't think people do?
No, I think a lot of people are very passive and they're just worried about, okay, well, what can I get?
Years ago when dating apps started to come out, let's say, I don't know the year they relaunched. Do you know the year any was founded? Well, the first one was founded?
If we're being honest, dating apps have been here for decades.
Okay.
It's just they've risen to prominence in lieu of the smartphone.
Okay.
So the smartphone gave them a level of boost and a level of access, a level of relevance that they've never been able to have before. See, back in the day when you said, when you used to say I met online, that used to mean, you're a weirdo. You're a weirdo. You're socially awkward,
and that's
off the rip.
normal.
But nowadays, somebody on a dating app, I mean, to some degree, that's still true today, but it's not like what it used to be.
To very little bit, it's normal now. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I mean,
even though people still kind of look at you like, everybody, it still happens.
But a lot of people
normal.
have dating apps.
It's normal. So let's kind of let me ask the question in a different manner.
Okay.
When dating apps got that boom, that smartphone access, that talking about that normalcy, did you think it was a good thing?
Did I think it was a good thing?
In the beginning, did you believe it was a good thing?
I mean, I thought it was a good thing when I first started on dating apps, I was about 18 years old. So it was from the perspective of an 18-year-old who's not thinking about marriage or anything like that, and is thinking like, oh, I just kind of want to be out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
From that perspective, it's like, yeah, it's a good thing. But when you grow older and you understand how relationships affect people and what trauma you may inflict on others or what trauma others may inflict on you, you might understand. You might be able to grow and understand that maybe that's not good for society. Maybe it's not good for us to put ourselves in this conundrum of choice.
Okay.
Because now a lot of people feel like they have so many choices. They always feel like they're going to make the wrong one because, it's FOMO, fear of missing out.
But what about the flip side of that, Roy? The people that may have social anxiety, the people that don't come out in the world, the people that don't have access to certain things, or that work from home, or just going through something, things of that nature. People that they're not out there in the world every day. You can reach somebody 500 miles away from you that can be your match. You don't know,
but you still got to get together.
But you 1000% do have to still get together. But do you believe there's good in it? Do you believe that it?
I believe there's good in it. I most definitely think it depends upon the person who's using it. Okay. So the setup
and what that
is,
person wants, though, right? Hold on. What that person wants as well. What they're trying to get out of it. Go ahead.
So the setup is, are you there for the right intentions, and are you aligning yourself with somebody else and matching with somebody else who also themselves has the right intentions?
Okay. No, that's valid. I'm not gonna say everybody's doing that, but that's valid.
But you have to be able to have this discernment. You have to be able to read the room.
Yeah.
And know who's there for what.
Yeah. I can respect that. I can definitely respect that. Has Tinder been beneficial to you, sir?
We're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that.
Why are we not talking about that?
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. I'm taking that.
But we can still speak on. We can still speak on the past. That's a life that you lived. That's something that you went through.
Well,
you have experience in what we're talking about.
Well, I'll put it to you
Take
like
it
this.
or not. Hold on. Let's be respectful. Of course, let's be respectful to your significant other. I'm not saying disrespect anybody.
So I'll put it to you
but
like this.
Was Tinder beneficial to you? Were you that person with that mindset?
It's beneficial, but then it's also not, because it's like, I'm going to be honest with you. So
okay, go ahead.
When you grow older and you understand, the effects of your actions and how it can affect other people, and then when you grow up and you understand, okay, well, being promiscuous don't really do nothing.
It don't get you nowhere.
It's really not. It's really a waste of time.
It's not long term.
If I'm being honest with you, so for example, if you're fresh CEO from the Fresh and Fit podcast, and you got 1,000 bodies. Oh, you didn't know about that? You didn't know about that? You didn't know about that? Fresh CEO, 1,000 bodies. Now you know he was paying. You know he was tricking.
1,000?
1,000. That's what he said. That's what he said. Now, be honest. You think that's cap?
1,000?
1,000.
You know what? Whoa. This is the thing. Even if it isn't cap, the talk about that in itself is disturbing. 1,000?
1,000. That's what he said. But
I'm sorry, man.
But here's my problem,
man.
Do you really want to have sex with so many people that you forget about who you've had sex with? Like, think about what sex is to a lot of people. Like, sex is one of the most important, one of the most intimate things that a human can do. One of the most intimate human rituals that we have. To be able to do something like that and to be able to forget their name or forget their face is a crazy thought process to wrap your head around. If we're really, truly being honest. I mean, I know at the end of the day, you got people out here saying, oh, well, having sex is just like taking a piss. But it's like
something's wrong.
But I mean, it's just like, my thing is,
something's mentally off.
What kind of piss are you taking?
Something is terribly wrong. Something's off. I'm sorry. Something that intertwining, something that intimate, that type of connection, for you to just write it off like it means nothing, you need to sit back and look at yourself and figure out what happened. And I don't want to list out things that could have potentially happened to you. It was the reason why you don't care about that sexual act, right? I don't want to list those out, especially not on YouTube. But everybody can use their imagination.
They're going to regardless.
Something is going on, and you got to figure it out. Why am I not holding my body to a certain standard?
Yeah.
As a male and a female.
And see, one of the things that a lot of people fail to realize is that what hookup culture allows people to do is it inherently allows people to lower their standards and accept things that they normally wouldn't have accepted, which in turn exacerbates the dating market and the delusion that people keep talking about. People keep talking about, oh, well, women these days are so delusional. It's just like, well, because you got 8s, 9s, and 10s smashing 3s, 4s, and 5s. And it's just because, well, they're willing to accept it because, well, we've changed the rules and, it's a free-for-all in the dating market. So now you got a lot of women that have different expectations, and their expectations are higher than what they normally would have been. And, I mean, we just got to chalk it up to the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. But what can we do about the game? That's the big question.
Then you have to be the change of the game. You have to be the outlier.
But it takes a culture to do that.
It does take a culture, but it takes a start, right? I promise you. Every man has male tendencies.
Most
definitely. But every man comes from a different foundation, right? And me coming from a household of 2 women, I am really raised up in a very different mindset than most men are, right?
Understood.
And I hold myself to a higher standard because I think about things in a very much different light than most men may do. Of course, we all had our fun. We all have been a part of hookup culture. We all have done things that we probably shouldn't have. It didn't bring us nothing, We've all done that. I'm not gonna say. I mean, come on now. I think we'll be a fool. I'll be a fool to sit up here and lie and say I ain't been a part of it or didn't mingle. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody done they dirt at the end of the day.
Things has happened. That's in the past. You can change. You can become a better person. I found love. I believe I found my wife.
I believe I found mine too.
So I can definitely say that you made a good point, man. You see when you grow up just how much things did not matter, what value it didn't bring to you.
Exactly.
How it wasn't good for you to be doing what you were doing. If we would have been focused and worrying about ourselves and learning who we were as individuals and, living life, experiencing, working, becoming greater with our family, into our books, or whatever you have, passion into, we would have turned out maybe a little bit more different.
We would have done a lot more building and a lot less destroying.
Yes.
And when I say destroying,
1,000%.
It can be just something as simple as destroying time.
Because you can't get that time back.
You sure can't.
Though that time, that money, that energy, the effort you put into somebody, man, you can't get that back. You put it into somebody you don't even see yourself with. What was his name? I can't think of his name. What did he say, man? The older gentleman we had on the show.
Daniel Smiley.
We actually got to get him back on the show.
Most definitely.
We got to do that video over again. We got to do it better. I know y'all finna see some better quality now. It's the new things are coming, and we leveling up and doing more and more. But if you can't see yourself with that person long term, just the way they are when you met them today, why are you with them?
Why?
And there's a lot of people in the world, man, that shacking up with people because it feel good. Shacking up with people because you don't want to be alone. No, I'm telling you right now, you know why? The reason why I feel like I found a wife, because this woman understands me. She listens to me. She gets me. She wants to know how I'm feeling. She wants to make sure I am good at all times. We talk about it. We reflect. We have a mature relationship.
Most definitely.
We compliment each other. We listen.
Shoot, my girl compliment me. I use
telling
her
you.
car and she uses mine.
Come on.
That's a compliment.
But in any way that your relationship works, it works. Relationships are much greater than these dating apps and this hookup culture and having sex with somebody. Relationships is a bond between 2 individuals. A relationship is just, there's nothing like it. We all in this world as human beings seek connection.
Now,
seek connection.
Here's something a lot of people don't think about. It's 24 hours in a day.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it honestly take for you to have sex? An hour, maybe 2. You still got what?
Now, hold on.
Hey,
it's okay. It's okay, Roy. We know you don't last an hour or 2. Okay, it's okay. I'm gonna let you have it.
She's not lying. She's not lying.
Well, let's talk about the average.
But the point I was trying to make was
Yes,
even
yes.
if you do last an hour or two.
Okay.
Even if
Okay.
you do last an hour
Yes,
or
sir.
two,
Yes, sir.
there's still 22 hours left in the rest of the day. What is she doing for you, or what is he doing for you the rest of those hours? You really gonna base your love off of 1 hour out of the rest of the 24? The rest of the 23 out of that 24?
People ask yourself that. People ask yourself that. You have 24 hours in a day. Yeah, we work. Yeah, we sleep. Estimated 8 hours is what they say. Blah, blah, blah. And sex could be an hour or two. The whole thing. Foreplay and everything, all in that nature. Can be an hour or two. Let's just say that.
He trying to move the goalpost.
No. I'm trying to make it more realistic for the men out there in the world that that don't claim to go an hour or two.
I know somebody that said that it's hard to find a man that lasts more than 2 minutes.
Let's really back into the average.
I told her I was an Olympian.
You raised you raised a really good question, man. Ask yourself that, people. If you take that hour or two out of your day, what else is that significant other bringing you? What else are they doing for you to benefit your life, to help build you up? Are you building them up?
They got to bring value.
Are they
outside
bringing
of just
value
the sex.
outside of physical? Outside of physical.
Outside of the physical attributes.
Are they bringing you value?
There's got to be some substance there. There's got to be some complementation.
This is great, man, because we went from dating apps to the true and the real key values of a relationship. And I'm always talk about it, y'all. At the end of the day, my wife, she understands it, she gets it, she agrees.
Your wife.
That's my baby.
Ooh.
That's my baby. So cut.
He calling
right?
it quick.
So cut. Listen to me. So you got communication. You got compromise. She actually helped me add understanding and trust. Without them four,
Yeah.
what do you have?
What you got?
Cut. Come on, man. It's these dating apps. They can bring you a real relationship. We're not knocking the dating apps at all, but it, like you said, Roy, it depends on the individual that is behind that screen.
Yes.
What exactly they are looking for and what they want to get out of it.
What are their intentions? Are they pure?
And is that person on the other side of that screen that you are entertaining, are they pure? Do they have good intentions?
And see, the thing is, do your values align? Are you trying to make a square peg fit through a round hole and then complaining that you're not getting the results that you want? These are some of the questions that need to be had, and you need to be able to self-reflect and have some self-actualization.
Let's really back in and come back around to it. Why do you think Bumble made that decision? How long do you think that decision was?
Bumble on life support.
Is that bad?
I
You know
think
more
so.
than I do. Is
I
that
think so.
bad?
I
You
think
got
so.
the research to prove that?
I honestly, I think so. So there's research, and then there's gut,
Okay.
and then there's gut with research. And then there's gut with a very minimal amount of research and some YouTube videos.
Oh. Okay.
But other YouTubers, they do research themselves, and based upon what I've seen and what I've been looking at, I don't think Bumble would have made a move like this and spent all the, because you got to think about it like this: spending all this money putting up billboards that say these crazy things.
Crazy.
Now, to some degree, they probably thought maybe this was something good, but they apologized for those billboards.
I mean,
They apologized for it because
but
of
could
how
they
it made
have
them
not
look.
known? Do you really think? Let's just think about this. Do you really think they didn't know how that would make them look? Do you? Come on.
I'm gonna be honest.
They got
with you.
what they needed out of it. Backtracked because they proved the point. They're everywhere. You said this is viral right now. This is going crazy.
It is.
You don't think Bumble getting more swipes right now? You don't think?
I don't think so.
You don't think more people on the app
think,
experimented and didn't know about it before?
There's
you don't
actually
think so?
a lot of women that are like pushing away from the app. And here's the thing: if you don't have the women, you don't have the men either. So then, what do you have? Because you got to think about it. The type of woman that is attracted to an app like Bumble isn't going to be as traditional as a traditional woman, a more traditional woman. So these women are generally going to tend to have a tendency to have some more alternative, a more alternative perspective on things. Okay. When you have an app that was praised for putting women in the driver's seat and giving women that control and that comfort, and then for that same app to take it away, that's not going to sit well with a lot of women. And then for them to double down from their perspective, they think some misogynist dude is behind those campaigns. So they have rebranded themselves counter to everything that they stand on. That is the problem with where Bumble is. That's why I call it the Bumble Blunder. The Bumble Blunder. They blundered back. They blundered. Their bank account's been swallowed up.
Swallowed up.
Have you ever been swallowed up? You ever been swallowed?
Have you been?
Hey, we're not gonna talk about that.
We are not. We are not.
We're supposed to be family friendly.
Man, this is family friendly.
Yeah.
It feels good to be back in the seat, man. It's been a while. It feels good to be back. Been busy, but a lot going on. We're trying to graduate, school, work, getting everything together, seeing your pictures, all types of stuff, man, been going on. This man been busy doing what he do as usual. Got some great, things that's happening up in your life, ain't it? Moving to an apartment.
Oh yeah.
Moving
into a new space.
Becoming that grown man, what I'm saying?
First of all, I've been grown.
So you tell it. Let me stop playing with you.
I'm grown squared.
Oh.
I'm grown squared now.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like, see, a lot of y'all don't know nothing about that. Oh. When you're grown squared, it's like grown but times squared.
Times?
Yeah.
Times or to the power of 2.
Nah. See.
Squared
it is it's to the power of 2. But see, if it's a 4 times 4
times.
That's 16.
Yeah, okay.
But if it's a 5 times 5, that's 25.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if it's a 6 times 6, that's 36.
At the end of the day, guys, if you use a dating app, have the right intentions. Know what you're getting yourself into. Know where you want your life to be, 3 to 5 years from now. And don't waste time. We can't get that time back. Yeah, experience. Yeah, people are in your life for a season. 1,000%. Not denying any of that. But look into what's really going on and don't pay for no dating app. I'm sorry. I don't think I ever in my life even thought about it. It come up and I'd be like, it ain't that deep. I'm so sorry.
Not that deep.
It ain't that serious.
Just let it go.
If I'm meant to be with that person, then guess what? I'm meant to be with her. She need to text me. I need to text her. We need to figure it out.
Just let it go.
I ain't gonna be going through all of that.
Just let it go.
I ain't gonna do it. Roy, close us out, man. Go close us out. Talk about your Bumble Blunder.
All right. I want you to go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Otherwise, you're gonna get swallowed. No Diddy.
Jesus Christ. Oh, man. This is a good one. We will see y'all again on the next one.
Like, comment, share, subscribe so you don't blunder the opportunity for greatness.